what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the 157 show. Once again, my name is Jonathan. Still over here. Is it Auburn Austin now? It's still just Austin?
We're just Austin.
All right.
Until something good happens with, shit.
I mean,
Something great did happen this weekend.
I was going to say Bo Magic kind of.
Yeah, so we'll go with Auburn Austin for this intro.
All right, cool. Auburn Austin sitting right over there, guys. Thank y'all for tuning into the video and watching all the other videos as well. But this week we had some good games of, probably some of the better games that we've had. Auburn played LSU. Alabama played Ole Miss at home. It was, for one, Alabama game was definitely interesting. It did not necessarily go the way that I thought it was going to go. I kind of thought it was going to be.
Let me get my popcorn real quick.
Yeah, you need to go get that popcorn.
Yeah.
But I was kind of impressed, but at the same time I'm thinking, why would you go for it on fourth down so many times in the first quarter? And the more I thought about it, I'm like, their defense, he has no faith in their defense. Lane Kiffin has no faith in Ole Miss defense to stop Alabama, and it showed anyway. I mean, Alabama scored on every possession except for one in the first half.
It was kind of like what we discussed last week.
I didn't mean to do that.
It's kind of like when we discussed last week where Alabama had over 700 yards of offense. So obviously I don't think he has confidence. Yep. I think he was just trying to set the tone.
I mean, I think Alabama took offense to what some of the media members were saying about last week and how good Ole Miss is and everything. And to me, that was good bulletin board material for them. Good motivation and good, I guess just good motivation to keep them moving and step up and play some solid defense for a change this season. Against Florida, they kind of looked human.
But they were running that the read option that they hadn't seen up until that point.
Right.
And I was reading Reddit comments today, so I'm not sure how true it is, but it's saying that Florida introduced so many different schemes or different formations with the read option.
Yeah, and they moved around a lot in motions and stuff like that. They definitely showed a lot to the Alabama defense and stuff they hadn't seen before, and quite possibly Alabama wasn't quite ready for, Emory Jones. They could have been preparing for the other guy. But Ole Miss, Matt Corral did not look Heisman worthy, I guess. He looked pretty average as an average quarterback. Bryce Young, I think, took over the Heisman lead there for that.
Well, yeah, we talked about that in the episode. I think that game was going to be what determined who was going to be the front runner or the Heisman contender that takes over for the SEC side of things.
Right, and to me, Bryce Young kind of showed out a little bit. I can't remember his stats right off the top of my head, but he definitely showed out and showed his accuracy and mobility in the pocket. I'm very impressed with his mobility in the pocket. He can feel the pressure, eyes downfield still just move around and be comfortable.
You want to talk about a mobile QB? We'll wait till we get to the Auburn section. There's a video right here.
One downfall about the Ole Miss game, we did have Jace McClellan, running back. He went down with a knee injury, and from what I understand, he is out for the year.
Yeah, I saw that as of 2 days ago. He said he was out for the year.
Yeah, he was definitely down for the year. Unfortunately, he was.
I'm not sure what the injury is, so it just says knee injury.
Yeah, it's some sort of knee injury is all I know. But he looked very impressive in his limited time this season. He was, I was high on him. He was very impressive. Josh Jacobs type back for me, and I hate to see him go down like that. A couple games just into the season, but. Hopefully he can come back next year, come back strong. And I think we'll see a little bit more. Brian Robinson, of course, is being starter. But we also have Roydell Williams, he was the third string. But I think you'll see Roydell and you'll see more of Trey Sanders, which is a former 5-star running back who's had bad luck getting hurt and everything else too. So
is that the guy that had the car wreck last year?
Yeah, last year he had a car wreck.
Yeah.
And then the year before that, which was his freshman season, I believe, he tore his ACL before the season started. So he just had a string of bad luck. But I think we'll see a little bit more of him. There was a lot of hype surrounding him when he first came to Alabama. So I'm hoping he can live up to it. But we'll see. I'm excited. I was happy with the receivers and tight ends and blocking. We went back to old school power football. Straight down the pipe. Halfback just dives straight up the middle. And it was working.
And Saban also went for it on fourth, or Alabama went for it on fourth down. I think 4 times.
It was something like that.
I think Ole Miss had 5, and several.
They didn't get. Well, I don't think they got. I think they got one converted, one fourth down.
I think it was 2.
Maybe 2. Okay.
2
I knew that we got the one good stop, and that was a momentum killer for them. Straight off the bat. But we played power football. I was happy with it. Fourth down offense was pretty solid. We I mean, we kept the ball. Very rarely did we get in fourth down anyway, but we kept the ball rolling and kept it moving. And I mean, I can't say too much, more because it was just total domination.
Another team from Mississippi.
Yep.
And similar to the Southern Miss game, you're up 28-0 at the end of the
21. I think it was 21-0 in the first quarter.
I say it was 28-0.
Now, and I think
if I'm not mistaken.
I think some of that was, self-inflicted by them for going for it so many times. And one time was on their 30-yard line, I believe. So I'm like, what are you doing, Lane? But I mean, you got to beat them somehow. You got to take chances. If he did do it and it worked, they'd call him a genius.
Yeah, hindsight's 2020. One thing I found during my research was Nick Saban said play like they have 2 third downs. Yeah. So he was already going in there thinking that Lane was going to do some crazy stuff.
Well, last year he went.
Yeah.
I mean, last year he was all on fourth down. You know what I mean? So, I mean, overall, I think we came out with a good game plan, stopped them, shut them down. We gave them some points late in the game, but they didn't really matter. 42-21 was the final score, I believe.
Still a quality win.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. I don't think Ole Miss I don't know what their ranking is now, but I don't think they fell too far. I mean, it was a quality loss for them. I mean, you lost to the one team, but
matter of fact, now I say a quality win. It's a good win because it's SEC West. But truthfully, the game, quote unquote, cost them some of those points or some of those first place votes against Georgia, who Georgia looked Arkansas.
Yeah, Arkansas didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, no, I didn't think they would.
But I mean, that Ole Miss was 13th. I can't remember what they were high on the offensive side of the ball anyway. I think they were top in the nation in scoring.
They were the number 1 scoring offense.
I mean, you shut them down. I mean, that's pretty solid. Pretty good day, even if they scored 21. 21 nowadays is like 3. I mean, from olden days, just the way these offensive have worked. But I'm overall happy. Good win. Happy to take it and continue on to going into this week right here. So
Texas A&M.
Texas A&M. I think that's another ezy. Yeah, Kyle Field, another easy win. But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll
discuss that later on. But I hear Auburn had a little bit of magic, like always.
Man, let me tell you, that voodoo stuff.
It works anywhere. Huh? Not
just Jordan Hare.
Yep,
it's everywhere, Baton Rouge included. Well, if you skip the last 2 decades, where
I was going to say it,
where they blew a 20-point lead in 2017. But
he was at that game, I believe.
We talked about it in the last episode. It was a wild story to get there.
Yeah,
similar to how this game turned out. So, first of all, war damn Eagle. Like that's all I gotta say. War damn Eagle.
It was a good game.
Wow.
It was a good game. I thought LSU was going to win it. It was a good game.
I mean, when they were up 13-0 at one point, I kind of would have assumed the same.
Yeah.
But going into the second quarter, 13-0, defense was kind of not struggling, but giving up some big plays.
Yep.
Well, I can't wait to say his name. Butte. That running back.
Kiki. I think his name is Kiki Butte.
I don't know.
That's just what I'm just off the top of my head. That's what I'm thinking it is.
I don't know what it is. I'll be honest. Let's go with Butte.
All right, Butte. That sounds like the most New Orleans, Louisiana type name, Cajun name.
Perfect.
I mean,
just like Coach O talks.
Yep.
It's perfect fit. So
go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
So the defense really stepped up, though. Like I said, down 13-0, struggling. They're giving up some big plays, but they end up starting to get the rhythm. Mm. They're begging him to run the ball, which forces Max Johnson to pass the ball, and he's able to, but eventually, because they can't get the run going, they stall.
Yeah.
And they have to kick a field goal. I think they kicked 4 field goals. So
it's pretty
stout.
That's stout defense, just terrible execution on their part.
Yeah, especially at home field advantage, not being able to run the ball
at night at that.
Yeah,
home field at night,
8 o'clock.
I mean, late game, Death Valley.
Point,
late game at Death Valley. I mean, it's just.
Yeah, I was very impressed that the defense could stop them and hold them to those field goals. Right. I appreciate that, and Derek Mason did a great job. T.D. Moultrie didn't even make the trip, so when I heard that, I was very concerned. But Derek Hall stepped up. I think he had the second most tackles on the team. So
a lot of people stepped up when it mattered. I mean, a lot of people stepped up when it mattered.
Yeah, you had to, including a tight end who had the most receiving yards. So John Samuel Shanker.
Crazy names.
Yeah.
Crazy freaking names. I have
to think and pull these out. I have to really think about some of these pronunciations. But he was able to produce, I think he had over 100 yards, so that was great. Bo Nix, let's just talk about it. So
this is just from me. I thought he was going to go down for a loss of down probably 10, 15 yards back. When he ran back,
either.
no, a couple times.
Yeah.
Couple times. When I saw it, I said, "Oh my God, this is some Bo Nix type stuff. Running around, get sacked, losing yardage, running around outside the pocket."
You ready to drop a
Sure enough,
ready to drop a trademark right here on the show?
do it.
Scrambling and gambling. Bo Nix. That's all it was, baby.
I mean,
he had it.
Yeah,
he did it.
Running around the way you did.
Yeah, no, he.
That was definitely a Heisman moment for him. If he was definitely in the top conversation, let me. I gotta add that if he was in the top, top talk of the Heisman, that would be his moment.
Heisman moments.
Yeah,
like you definitely would see. I mean, within the Sports Center top 5, I saw 4 and 2 were both Bo Nix making those plays on those 4th and 2 scrambles, and like I said, scrambling and gambling.
Scrambling and
gambling.
We got to make sure we don't get tongue tied with that.
Can't do it. So, but I do have concerns with Bo Nix, the way he was doing this. So some of his tendencies with Gus was to drop back, see his read or not see his read, and then scramble. Whether it's his fault, the O-line's fault, whomever. Mm-hmm. The problem was he has those bad tendencies to scramble quickly, to not keep looking downfield, and to give up and run the ball.
Right.
And you saw that this weekend too. It worked out well.
Mm-hmm.
It won't happen versus Georgia. Let's be very clear.
Right.
This is not a bad LSU team, but not the LSU that we're used to.
Right.
So let's be very clear. I worry of what's going to happen. I like that he was able to move around and he was quote unquote having fun and living it.
Right.
But at the same time, I don't want to see these tendencies, these bad tendencies, show back up.
Any good quarterback would have not done what he did. Any Hall of Fame great quarterback would not have done what he did.
Johnny Manziel's a Hall of Fame?
Questionable.
Yeah, anyway.
But nobody would have done what he did as far as hold on to the ball as long as he did, running around, scrambling. Even if it was, late 4th down. I mean, they would have chucked it up, tried to make a play, and more than likely would have not have been, been complete. But I mean, he made it work, and it was a good touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, he was ducking and pulling defenders off of him.
Yeah.
Fake
I thought he was going to run out of bounds at the end there.
I mean, he practically was, but then he's planted his feet for a second to fake out the defender, and then just chunked it.
I mean, and it worked.
To Tyler Fromm,
who just so happened to be wide open.
Wide open in the end zone. And when I first saw that, I got chill bumps.
Yeah.
It was that
it was a
play.
It was a crazy play that you don't see. I mean, you do not see that in any level, really.
No, you can't.
I mean, losing that many yards, running back and forth. I mean, he ran, probably 55, 60 yards back and forth?
Actually, yeah. So, Bo Nix was the number 1 rusher for, I think, 74 yards total. Somewhere in that area. Definitely over 60 because I think Jarquez Hunter had over 60 as well, and he was our second.
So, Bo Nix stuff. I mean, leading the team and rushing and scrambling and stuff like that.
I think he was backed into the corner.
Yeah.
I think, the talk last week, being benched, hearing it all week, because, they can't avoid this talk. It happens, and it gets in their ears.
Speaking of being, was I mistaken, or was Finley in there at one point in the game?
Finley was in there. I do believe it was an orchestrated kind of scenario. I think that they planned for it. And
so it wasn't a, hey, you're doing terrible, you need to sit down.
No, I think it was just based off when it happened and the play schemes. I think it was orchestrated.
Gotcha. Okay, I was wondering. I said, did Bo get benched?
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess if they brought him in, that's a good thing.
So yeah, I was real proud of the defense. Like I said, Bo Nix doing his scrambling and gambling, and it worked out well. Special teams was kind of lackluster this week because they had a missed field goal and then a blocked field goal. So
can't have those.
Yeah, not in Death Valley.
I mean, can't have those.
Yeah, so that was a little bit concerning.
As an Alabama fan, we cannot have those.
Yeah.
I mean,
y'all know
we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. I mean,
it's been more than a thing or two.
It's been a while, but we're good right now.
We're good right now. So Saban finally paid off his debt.
I guess so. He paid the devil.
Yeah. Like I said, special teams has been great throughout the year, so I'm not too concerned with that. I think it was just the environment, maybe a missed assignment, whatever it may be. Not concerned.
I mean, Death Valley, no matter, it's a tough place to play, especially at night. And then, even if LSU is not that good, the crowd's going to show up and they're going to make their presence known. So, I mean, that could have affected here and there. Just there's little things here and there that definitely could have affected the team. So
yeah, but as a parting note, Jarquez Hunter, man,
still high on him.
Still high on him. I tell you what, 44-yard toss play, gone.
killed it.
Yeah. So I think, and he, like I said, he was a second on the team behind Bo Nix. So Tank Bigsby was third. I think he's battling some kind of quad issue or something, kind of resurfacing from last year, or possibly re-injured during or originally injured, depending on the actual injury.
Yeah.
During the Penn State game. So I'm curious to see kind of how that goes, but it just shows you the depth that Auburn has. And then dang, Sean Shiver's showing out, rolling out to the flat and having that little, I don't want to say pitch, but just like a little short pass that's 5 yards away. When defense isn't giving anything else, just roll out to the flat and throw it.
Yeah.
He made a play every time. I think he did it 4 or 5 times. That's very impressive.
That worked. And
and that's what we want.
Yeah. Make it work for you. You just go with it.
Give what the defense offers you.
Yep. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
You said rushing yards, and shout out to Brian Robinson for killing the game. I think he had 136 rushing yard, 163 something.
Yeah, actually,
something like that. It was a good bit. It was his career high.
It was his first ever 100-yard rushing game, I think.
Yeah. Last year and year 4, he was playing behind.
Sure. And that's not
behind
big.
studs. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
But I think, overall, he had a solid game, handing the ball off to him, strong, powerful runs. So I was happy with that. And again, shout out to him for making great plays and dragging defenders and such like that. So
yeah.
I think that's all I got for that.
Besides the breaking the 20-year losing fest, I'm good. Like
happy with it.
War Eagle. Moving on to Georgia. We'll cover that in the next video.
Yep. Thanks, guys, for tuning into the video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, the like button, and drop comments below. Let us know how you think the game went off, too. And once again, my name is Jonathan. That's Austin over there. Roll Tide.
And War Eagle.
See you guys later.